Hey, The King's Warden is the latest film from director Jang Hang-jun, which many of you will know from the movie Forgotten. The King's Warden is a historical drama set in the 15th century Joseon and involves actual historical figures upon which a fictional story is built. I think it'll help if you know some historical background on some of these figures. The movie is mainly about the boy king Danjong, who is the grandson of Korea's most renowned leader, King Sejong the Great. Sejong, who has a big statue in Gwanghwamun, is one of the most prominent and renowned kings. He invented the Korean writing system, but also was a great scientific mind. But during his childhood, he witnessed a lot of family infighting led by his dad, who was very anal about protecting his seat because he was not the firstborn. So King Sejong had a strong conviction that his succession would be clean and stable, and made it clear his firstborn Munjong would be heir, despite Munjong being physically very weak and often sick. Unfortunately, or maybe predictably, only 2 years after Munjong became king, he died from his sickness, and Munjong's son, the 12-year-old Danjong, became the new king. King Sejong's second-born, Prince Suyang, who is the uncle of Danjong, then led a coup to force his nephew to abdicate, and not wanting to be the guy that killed the grandson of King Sejong the Great, and knowing that his power grab wasn't 100% legitimate, Suyang, now called King Sejo, instead exiled Danjong to be sent to a remote part of Korea. And that is where the movie starts. Danjong's supporters are killed and he is being sent away and exiled. Meanwhile, Yoo Hai-jin's character is a village head, and he hears a rumor that any village hosting an exiled nobleman has the potential to experience lots of fortune and a lot of benefits. He's hoping to bring some of that prosperity to his community, so he eagerly tries to lure a nobleman, and he lands the recently abdicated boy king Danjong. So, what did I think of the movie? I thought it was pretty good. Despite the historical context I provided, those historical plot points are some of the weaker parts of the movie. When we're able to forget all the historical accuracies and allow the movie to delve into the interactions between Danjong and the village folks, this is a very heartwarming movie that's fit for the whole family. And I can imagine that's exactly what the filmmakers wanted. Lunar New Year is fast approaching. It's a time of year when studios will release 4-quadrant movies. And especially for Korean parents, if they want to provide an easy history lesson on the Joseon era while mixing in a cozy, straightforward story, then this will be a great option. The main attraction of the movie is seeing how people from different backgrounds are able to get along and have a positive effect on one another. In the beginning and middle portions, we see how Danjong and the villagers start to develop a respect and a relationship despite starting off a little rough. Me, with my analytical hat on, was trying to determine if King Danjong is supposed to be a stand-in or analog for modern politicians, or if the behavior of the villagers represents some sort of attitude that we're showing towards the ultra-wealthy or the chaebars, or even attitudes towards celebrities. But as the movie progressed, if there was such a message about those topics, it either flew over my head or this movie really isn't all that deep. It's more about feeling the warm, comfy, cozy emotions from seeing people get along. Because it is based on historical events, the main events we know from history will eventually work its way in. And that's when I felt the movie was kind of inconsistent. Like the tone was a little off from the rest of the movie, and you definitely noticed the more creative liberties taken on some of the events. I personally found the tonal shifts to be a little distracting. Ji-hoon plays King Danjong and does a great job conveying the devastation you would feel from losing the throne, the warmth when interacting with villagers, and also the authority and depth when it's required as well. Like, he did a great performance. But the movie overall wouldn't be what it is if Yoo Hai-jin isn't putting in one of the best performances of his career. Like, whether it's comedy, intense emotion, or just plain old slapstick, he is doing some of his best work. The rest of the cast are all pretty good as well. Park Ji-wan has a few fun moments, but the one actor that really stood out is Kim Min, who plays the son of Yoo Hai-jin's character. Like, he has a presence about him whenever he's on the screen. Like, I could buy that even an uneducated village boy would be able to stand face to face with a king. Yeah, so if you're interested in Korean history, if you like period movies that uses actual historical figures and lays a fictional story on top of that, if you want to see a family-friendly movie fit for the Lunar New Year, then The King's Warden is a perfectly cromulent film. I will give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you later. Bye.